Welcome to an extremely ambitious modded park build. I have taken Southwest USA and I've used it as a basis to add every single challenge mode effect I could on top of that to create the super ultra mega insane challenge mode. If we switch here from currently hard to Jurassic, we'll see a few of the edits. Boom! These are just the edits that actually automatically update on the conditions page of the game. There's more edits than this. I've combined, let's pop back here for a second. I've combined every penalty from all of these challenge modes, except for photography, into one. Plus the bonus from Jurassic World of having new species increase your appeal. The only one I couldn't get to work is the terrain brushes. Those being locked behind research, I couldn't figure out how that is set in the code. So we're missing that one. But everything else, every single other penalty is being combined here. We're using the worst income tax settings from all of the challenge modes as well. So that's a base proportion of 0.25%, or 0.25%, 0.25, up to 0.65 on the high end. Arizona itself is, or Southwest America rather, is normally 0.1 to, or no, 0.05 to 0.55. So we'll be dealing with some worse income tax settings. Now, if we look at the scientists, yes, disloyal. Everybody's disloyal. Everybody has bad skills. They're all missing 2 points from the default starting scientist situation. I kept the scientists that we start with defined the way they are in the code. So they're defined in the code as having a set skill levels. These are all fixed, but then the -2 unskilled scientist penalty seems to randomly subtract 2 points from them. Very interesting. We're going to need... Oh, we probably are going to need this logistics specialist for sure. The real question is, do we need anything other than that? So we need to research tranquilizers. This is going to have some pretty significant early consequences because it's going to keep us from sedating certain species in the park. We still have the wild dinosaurs that you begin with on Southwest USA running around. So if we do just the logistics specialist, could we get away with this? Now, this is also going to be very interesting due to a combination of two other, well, the penalty from Southwest USA where lifespan's reduced by negative traits. That's going to be really compounded because we also have the setting from one of the other original 5 challenge modes where you can't modify genes. Despite them being available to research, we can't actually change them. So that's going to mean a lot of eggs with a lot of negative penalties. We also can't do upgrades to buildings, so we can't get the improved hatcheries upgrades to hatch all the eggs. So we're going to be getting clutches where we get like 1 viable egg. It's going to be wild. We should probably have welfare for medicine. That's definitely something we should have. We probably need medicine to, or welfare skill to unlock, yeah, the medical facility. So I think we can ditch genetics. We just keep like maybe 3 welfare and then the logistics. So I guess we keep this person. 49 is also pretty cheap. Oh, this is a logistics specialist too. Ooh, actually, that's quite a big difference in terms of their cost. I think we probably keep this one initially to get off the ground with. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we'd have a 49 and a 28. Nothing else here is going to be good. All right, let's get rid of you. Now, this does use the part of my research mod that carries over to the challenge modes. So a few dinosaurs do have modified unlock conditions. I think that's fine. The research mod doesn't make very big changes on the front of the tree, except for negative ones where you have to actually research certain species to unlock them. Whereas they'd be given to you automatically in base game. So I think this is fine, that this isn't quite accurate. I don't want to uninstall the research mods, so we're just gonna play with that. But the way the code works is anything with a special unlock condition, like Cryolophosaurus here, have a dinosaur with at least 3 fights won, that special condition will still be applied, because that's applied after my mod that edits the research trees. That's a challenge mode specific patch. So that in-game patch to the challenge mode research tree is still applied here. So basically everything that was present in Arizona has its Southwest USA. Everything that was present in the Southwest USA default species tree has its default Southwest USA unlock conditions. Everything that wasn't has the modded unlock conditions. Which does mean we have access to pterosaurs right away, it looks like. Which I'm a little surprised about. It's probably because the patch only edits some parts. Wait, why is this only Ichthyosaurus? I know why. I bet you the patch specifically sets Ichthyosaurus as the research unlock and not the paired Plesiosaur plus Ichthyosaurus. So I'll have to take a look at that research tree and make some edits to that at some point, because, yeah, we're missing Dimorphodon, I think. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be... That's probably the case of these being edited and not removed. Like, it's not removing the Dimorphodon plus Pterodactylus research tree option from in the code. It's editing it to just be Pterodactylus, and that's why I missed this. Because I only added back in the ones that were deleted. I didn't fix the ones that had species removed from them. So there's going to be other ones with the carnivores probably that are like that. We could just leave it alone. I'll think about that. I'll think about that one. We won't do anything with it for this episode, but in the future, we'll definitely consider adding those species back in or just leaving it be. So, we need to sedate some dinosaurs to get the park started. A staff center will be useful soon. We have access... No, we don't have access to viewing galleries. So we need an operational science center to get access to viewing galleries. And then we can do power. Yeah, so we can try to get all that stuff set up. So let's lay out. I think the good thing to do here, just in general with Southwest, is you lay out your buildings and then you get in the helicopter, capture dinosaurs. That way things have time to build while you're doing that. So let's see. I think... So the problem is, these are expensive backup generators. I guess the thing to do is we build everything we need here in the area around this one backup generator. And then when we put power in, we're going to put power in somewhere back out of the way. Maybe all the way down here, maybe not all the way down there. I'm a little concerned about some of the wild dinosaurs that we can't immediately catch, having consequences for the park actually being open and people being wandering around, because I don't know how that actually works. Maybe we'll just put the power generators right here or something. Somewhere still kind of nearby, but not. I don't know. We'll worry about that when we get there. For now, maybe we can squeeze this in here somewhere as far back on the edge as we can get it. I do remember that this stuff starts on kind of an uneven terrain level, which is a little awkward. But if we're going to move a bunch of it out, then we could theoretically fix that at some point. Terrain editing costs are very expensive here. So we don't want to go too crazy with that. But maybe. We also are going to need all the space we can get here in the start of the park. Before we have to expand out and end up dealing with transport being a problem. So I'm going to try and keep these paths pretty compact around things. We can always trim that down there too, I guess, if we want to. So we need the research center that'll allow us to research the viewing galleries. We're going to need our enclosure. See, now I would like to put in the viewing gallery to align the enclosure with the grid. But I can't do that because we don't have access to a viewing gallery. Am I willing to let this build first? Maybe. Now, one of the challenge mode penalties that's applied here is a penalty to timers. So everything's going to take longer And I think that includes building. So that's going to be something we have to keep an eye on. I don't remember. Okay, there's the Chasmosaurs. We cannot sedate those. You can see on the top of the screen. We need Trank level 3 to sedate the Chasmosaurs. But there should be... I think the Nodosaurs are at the top of the park. I did a test run just to make sure some of these changes were working. So I had a plan as well for how to start this. So the Nodosaurs should be the thing to go with. They can be sedated. And then we could do the Gigants. This is modded content. We've modded all the challenge modes together into Super Southwest USA. So that gets us core guest buildings unlocked. There should be more Nodosaurs. There's one. The last DLC that actually came out was the Feathered DLC, which we do have. Oh, there's 2 of them here. I totally missed the second one. He was camouflaged in. Okay. Let's pop back to the research tree. Yes, thank you for telling me how the challenge mode works. Okay. So. Viewing galleries. Get you started on that. I think we could do one of these medications early. Unless we can do the medical by with just the welfare person. Maybe that is possible. No, that's a 5. Oh, that's a 5 welfare requirement? That's pretty bad. Can we do staff upgrades before we do that? Maybe. That might be a 5. So we have all the building restrictions that exist in every challenge mode combined into one. So we're limited on 3 power stations, I believe 6 shelters, and a single staff center. So we do need to be very, very careful on staff, especially, I think. And shelters might actually come back to bite us pretty hard. I think if we build the guest areas very compactly, we should be good. We focus on keeping the shelters centered in our guest areas so that they can maximize their effectiveness. The game plan, I have some ideas of what starting dinosaurs to go for, enclosure plans, but it remains to be seen how some of this is going to play out with all these challenge move penalties stacked together. Let's do a medical treatment. We'll do, I don't know, tuberculosis, sure. Oh, wait, disloyal. Do I want to push disloyalty? You know what, just do it. We're going to need those medical treatments eventually anyway, might as well. Wow, we already have a sabotage. Pretty sick. Guest protest. Well, we don't even have guests. That's pretty interesting. New species bonus. Oh, I didn't expect the new species bonus to apply to sedating and capturing a species. I never saw that. The testing started before I added the new species bonus in. So I actually had a park started, and then I tested the changes on the already established park. We've got a minute on viewing gallery research. Yeah, see, right now we're just losing money. We really, we need to get the pen started. We can't just be sitting here. It's not going to work. So why don't we just align the pen with, I don't know, like this building here, and then we can put the viewing gallery in later. That way the pen is building, we can get the dinosaurs airlifted, and the second the viewing gallery is available, it can start building. And we can get this park established. I think... Yeah, let's go back like this. Let's try and see if we can make the pen kind of just fit here. Yeah, we definitely want to use the existing terrain where we can, because we do have increased terrain editing costs. And it gets to be pretty noticeable. That includes plants. I don't know if any of the plants we have are actually directly edible by the dinosaurs we're grabbing, but it'd be really nice if they were. Okay, that's not gonna quite align, and we can't really afford to completely redo it. We could do this. If we grab this, we might be able to sneak. Yeah, like that. That's good enough. Okay, that'll be our starting pen. We'll make maximum use of what's there. Yeah, we left space over on this side for paths to sneak through. So this part can be tight to the cliff side there. We might as well just... We might also just move that out later because we might need the space for other things. I'm going to assume the pen will be done building by the time these guys get picked up and brought over, which may not be true. We could also start a second pen for the Gigant Spinus, but they can't cohab with the Ankius, so or the Nodos, so it has to be its own pen. I don't really know where I would build that right now without it taking up valuable real estate for other needs.
Asset being transported.
We do have the Ranger team here. We're going to need status info on these right away. I'm pretty sure they don't start with status info. Put the gate over here behind the power. There's the viewing gallery. Didn't mean to go to the research menu. Pause. So, viewing gallery, we'll just try to maximize visibility here. We'll also try to maximize the pathing, because I'm pretty sure with building really compactly, we're going to run into some issues with path capacity very early on. So let's try and do a double path connecting to two separate sections of the park. That is not quite straight. I'm probably just going to do one of those to save the tiniest amount of money here. We're going to have to really, like, pull out all the stops and money-saving strategies for this.
Asset transportation underway.
So that we don't just horribly die, because we are dealing with prohibitively expensive scientist salaries, and the rest cost is going to be really bad, too. Because we've combined basically every awful scientist setting from every challenge mode into one awful, awful scientist setting. And here comes the fleet. Okay, viewing gallery is in. We should be doing another research task here. We should be doing... I'm not sure what. If we want medical, we need staff upgrades, so maybe we have to do that first. But we could also do power. How long do we have? 21 minutes. I think it makes sense to do medical first. We should have shut down the ranger station. So if we want to do medical first, then we have to do staff center, and we have to do the scientist training afterwards. So let's do that. Yeah, the Nodos definitely have to be moved up here by the entrance, because we don't have any other way to get transport rating up, so we have to build very tightly around the existing entrance. And we just don't have any options with that. Yeah, let's shut you down. We'll do all the Jeep stuff manually here in the early game.
Asset delivered. Check finished.
Oh, yeah, and they're starting with medical ailments, which is bad. Didn't expect that. That is unexpected. It might be environmental. If we're lucky, it'll be environmental. Oops, we went a little overboard there on the leaf. There's still some coming in, though. So, okay, you are healing. So maybe, I don't know if that would be a sun. No, that's still losing health. It's healing, but it's losing health at the same time. Okay, we definitely need the medical facility, so it was the right call to do that one first. Oh, bracken poisoning. Okay, so it was environmental needs. It just wasn't obvious with the medical team to scan it. So it still loses health while it's getting over the disease, which Makes sense. I'm not surprised by that, but it's good to confirm that's how it works. A little bit of extra money there. Here comes the staff center. Do we have any reason to build a staff center? I don't think so. I think we wait till we actually need to rest. Oh, we need it for the friggin' research. Well, okay. Fine. It's very unfortunate. Well, yeah, I think we still want the medical center. I was going to say, well, no, we don't really need it, but no, I think we still do. Ooh, this is probably where I want this to go. I just need to make sure the path isn't blocked. I think it'll be fine. Really? It's a very unhelpful corner there. Okay, that can be crammed back in there. Just like that. Okay, next. Let's get this going fast. We have to let that build. So yeah, we could micro the power. We need that to build, and then we need this to be shut down. But then we can do staff improvements. It is still 5 logistics. It is very expensive, though. Let's do it. The park is making money now. Like, it's not profitable, but it's making money. Oh god, do we have to research shelters and bathrooms in this mode? We do. Shit. We can't switch to that. Okay, so I forgot about that. That's actually really bad. 2 minutes, 42 seconds on staff improvements while we don't have bathrooms. Let's see if small amenities are profitable right now. Is that gonna block other stuff on the other side? It might. Let's put it in over here. Yeah, so this should be profitable with a bathroom. Oh no, it's profitable now, barely. Not enough to justify building the other ones, I don't think. We also could have path capacity issues. Absolutely. But we're being blocked by restroom and shelter more than we are anything else. Okay.
Delivery has been completed.
Shit. Well, hopefully this is not a reset condition. We'll have to see. We've mitigated the bleeding somewhat. So there's that. It's still going up a little bit. That's probably from another Notosaurus landing. Probably the 6th one that has to be picked up separately. Ah, man. We're halfway on the research. We should be fine. We should get there. We just need to essentially hit profitability. And then if we have a reservoir of cash, we can always put in the medical center afterwards when we need it. If we have the money for it. Oh, this could also be good.
I think you will too.
So normally this would be the best contract to take here, but without the capability to clone dinosaurs currently, break even is much better.
I'm more interested in knowledge than the creature comforts.
We should be able to make that in 9 minutes.
There is no denying.
We should hit break even just by putting in a bathroom and a shelter.
We have to be aware of the bottom line.
Oops. Where was that buried? Wait, why is that not under... I guess because they're not amenities. They're just guest comfort. No, yeah, that makes sense. It would be guest comfort because it's hotels. Hotels are always under guest comfort. Yeah. That makes sense. You're right, game.
Delivery complete.
Also, the sabotage thing. I thought that was a storm. I was going to lose my mind. I was like, no. I don't know if we'll get storms before 1 star or not. Normally in this challenge mode, you end up having 1 star pretty quickly. So, okay, core guest buildings. Oh wow, even the shelter doesn't fit there. That's actually awful. Like really bad. This is at the wrong terrain elevation to work too. Wow, that's awful. It looks like those are the same elevation level. I think it's just the ranger station that's at a bad level. Well, for now, it doesn't really matter that much. Let's put the guest shelter over here. Okay, is it good? Excess building materials. Gains $0. What? Is this bugged? Did I break this somehow? Or is it just so low? It should still have a value. That's really weird. 75,000. No, I don't know. That's a strange one. Okay, bathroom's like the only thing that'll fit here. I guess we could put it there. It potentially blocks upgrading the amenity at some point, but I think the point we're upgrading the amenity, that's happening somewhere else. Do that. Let's connect the path up here across. That's extra. That's free path capacity there. Okay, next. Let's check the... Well, let's not worry about the ratings quite yet. We can get the other small amenities in here somewhere, maybe. Really? You're going to play me like that? You're going to be that finicky. What can we do? So it will fit. So we just need a path coming in there somewhere. Why don't we do this? We'll optimize the path placement to cut as close to that as we can for now. We did food, I think. Yeah. $1998, 2K. Is this going to be better? 2082, 2070. Oops. So this one should similarly make more money if we do one of these, and 37. Contract still hasn't popped yet too, so this is all very important. Are we ever going to be able to fit that there? No. What about if we do it like this? Oh my god, you're a nightmare. Why would you do this to me? Okay, well. Let's do a path past the power generator. This is already like so badly organized, but it's because of the terrain issues and the building placement's really suboptimal here. We bear no responsibility for this nightmare being as bad as it is. All right, a third one of you. Shopping. Oh my god. Okay, well, don't put it by the power then. We leave a gap, which is, I guess it's nice for the Jeep to be able to get through in theory. Sure. White and green. Give me one of these, one of you, and one of you. Okay, we should be profitable. Okay, power check. What are we doing? It's probably 11 minutes. Okay. My vote would be power next. We get the power put in. Then once we have the power in, we can move buildings out of here on a need, like when we need to. 350. That's gonna have him exhausted. Yeah, I think we need to do power. We also need to upgrade tranquilizers so we can go get the chasmosaurs. Because I don't think we have anything else on the map that we can cohabit with these. So, this map has wild Compsognathus. Those present a problem because we have the research settings from the carnivore feeders for the carnivore-only park challenge mode, where you have to breed small herbivores to feed your carnivores, and you don't get the feeders until you get 2.5 stars. I ported that into the research tree here, so we don't get carnivore feeders till 2.5 stars. That is a challenge mode penalty that exists in one of the other challenge modes. It has to be included here for completeness sake, and boy, does it change the way you build a park when you can't
Of course, I
feed your
understand that
compies at
dinosaurs
all.
Have entertainment value.
So,
They are the ultimate curiosity.
The compies are just going to be wild until we hit 2.5 stars.
Sideshow exhibits.
They're just going to be hanging out over there by one of the lakes.
Our wonders.
I don't know if they'll ever aggro onto the guests. That might be another research or reset condition. I just saw the research pop up, so I said research instead of reset. So these ones are automatically unlocking. So these must be unlocking from... their unlock conditions are modified by the challenge mode, but they still unlock automatically. That's really weird. Because, like, whatever the condition is to unlock them, it's not... Like, it must be... Oh, you know what it is? It might be that they had nodes removed. Did this... I feel like this was only Carnotaurus, though. I think Medium Carnivores 1 has always just been Carnotaurus. So I don't know why this one would unlock automatically. Huh. That's very strange. Very strange indeed. Well, whatever. Let's not worry about it. I can look through the code later, the Lua scripts, and see what the unlock condition is modded to be here. Okay, profits are plateaued up there. We're missing a hotel. We're missing... Okay, path capacity is bad too. But it looks to me like we're currently being blocked by accommodation rating more than anything, since we're not actually at the red line here. So we need our hotel. Is it worth putting it in now? It's only 100K. I think we can. Well, this is the super challenge mode. It's all the penalties combined in one, Cryo. So the theme is pain and agony. Yeah, I think we just put this here. I think it's worth having it in now. It's going to be another drain on the power, but we might as well get the ratings up a little bit. It's potentially more path capacity, too, because it'll push them past the shop here. Or it should push them past the shop there. Okay, power. We have 300K. Small power generator is 250. We need it. It has to be in. I'm going to put it over here, I think. We can run the power line here. Try to leave as much space open for other stuff as we can, basically. Then, yeah. If we put it about there, it should power everything. Because it clips all the buildings. So we can do, let's run this constructed by standard path. Ah, there. Yeah, around the corner to that spot. Why you gotta be like that? That's gonna look like shit. Oh well. Fine. Okay, and then we'll connect this up. You do whatever you want to do, dude. I'm not the one who tells you what game you should be playing at any given moment. That's for you to decide. Shit. Why does that obstruct? That's what I get for going so close to the thing, I guess. How are we doing on cash? 80K. I'm going to choose to believe it's not going to be an issue. All right. Well, there it is. Power. So, sabotage power loss. That's hilarious. That is so good. I still need to actually drive over there and reset it, I think, even though it's building. Nope, the path is fine. It can't be straight anyway. So, do we, I think, maybe we want the Chasmos next? I don't know. We should get the Rangers check-in status automatically so that we know if we get any sickness. 10K to set that up. We can also scrap out the power. 5 minutes till empty. We can leave it here for now and use it up in case of sabotage. It actually does provide some useful benefit to us. Oh, we're actually like capped on food and shopping and stuff here. These buildings are actually at capacity. That's kind of crazy. That's pretty good, actually. Oh yeah, we actually got path capacity basically met. That's wild. All right, and that's not drawing power anymore. Great. So let's get this turned on. Yeah, this is the Southwest USA challenge mode modded to be a nightmare. So we have intelligent dinosaurs, fussy dinosaurs, disloyal scientists. Can't use genetics. We can't use building upgrades. Costs are increased. Rest time is longer. Rest cost is increased. Scientists are worse. They have higher costs. We have all the research penalties associated with the individual nodes from Southwest USA. We have every penalty you can think of except for the brushes. I don't know. So do we want to research tranquilizers to get the chasmosaurs captured? Or do we want to research medical? It's because our buildings are capped out. So if we get the chasmosaurs, we're not going to make that much more money, right? I think we should do medical next. Somebody go status check these and make sure they're not sick. If they are sick, we just have to do medical anyway. So then that's that. I also want to move all the secondary buildings over by the power generator, but we can't afford to do that yet.
I guess congratulations are in order. So
This is intended to be all species, but it is not due to an oversight.
I kid. You done good.
Basically, it's all species except for ones that had their nodes redefined. So, like, Pterodactylus is normally available in Southwest USA, but normally it's paired up with Dimorphodon. And Southwest USA removes Dimorphodon, so we're missing it. So I have to go back through and add those back in. But every node that was just entirely removed is in here. So it's only the handful of species that had overlapping nodes with multiple rewards, where only some of the rewards were removed. So it's probably less than 10 species that are missing. I can definitely go back and fix it. I will go back and fix it. I'll add them in because I want them in for the release. I do intend to put this up on Nexus Mods. I keep saying that about things, but I mean it this time. Yeah, Ketz is in there. Ketz is its own research node, so it's no longer removed, so it's included. I mean, Ketz... I don't know if Ketz is good in this, because I don't know what its negative traits look like. And if it comes out fussy, I don't know what that means for a Quetzalcoatlus, which is already really uppity in base game, where it gets upset during storms anyway. So Ketz might be a trap here. I'm not sure. We'll worry about that if we make it past 2 stars. Speaking of 2 stars, we're at 1 star. That's interesting. We're at 1 star without a medical team. That's pretty bad. We're probably due for a storm. So, we need a point of welfare to be able to do that research. This guy's currently resting. I guess we just put it into the altruistic salary person. That actually might make sense financially. Because I don't know how the cost is calculated for these guys. Reduces the salary by 50%. Like, does that reduce the base salary or the total salary? Because if it reduces the total salary, then the cost of upgrading him would be half. Except if the cost of upgrading scales based on their base cost. In which case, this guy is 50k versus this guy's 30k. So even if it scales by half as much, it's already almost half the cost as the other guy. I suppose, like let me rephrase that. So let's say the cost is 10%, right? So this guy looks like his base cost, if it was 10%, for increasing a skill cap by 1, you'd be looking at a cost of basically 5,000. This guy would be 3,000. And then if the altruistic salary applies on top of that and then reduces it by half, then it would actually be slightly less than this guy. But that's entirely dependent upon the proportion that the increase is. So in the example there, it would be worth it to do it on the altruistic salary guy. But that isn't necessarily the case, right? It depends how it's calculated. I think we will do it to the altruistic salary guy because I think on that, based on that example, it's more likely to be beneficial to do it that way than not. Plus, it puts all our welfare in one basket, which I like. If we fire somebody to bring in a welfare specialist, it should be the altruistic salary guy. So we'd be replacing welfare with a better welfare. It makes sense for that to be what gets swapped, I think. All right, we've got our first like real lull here in setting things up. We actually have 500k on money. How long was this guy's rest for? It's a minute left. Resting overall is 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So the reason it's such a weird number, the rest timer, is there is a challenge mode penalty to all timers from one park, which includes rest timers, and that's like 1.35. So we get like a 35% penalty to the rest time based on the global task time penalty. But then there's a separate penalty from multiple challenge modes that modifies the rest timer specifically. So we have those two effects compounding together to make it even worse. What do you mean by a summer park?
Knowledge is power.
Like a summer themed build? This is our summer themed build because it's the desert. Nature picture?
That's for you to figure out.
28k? We might be able to do that. That might work with just notosaurs. If not, we can go with the chasmosaurs. I'm going to say no, because what would I do for a summer themed park? I'll do certainly some park builds maybe that could be summer taken as a summer theme, but
Successfully executing a mission relies on preparation. The same holds true for securing the dinosaurs.
yeah, I mean, deserts do have winter. Technically, the definition of a desert includes Antarctica, so there is that too. But this is specifically like Southwest USA, like Arizona, Nevada area. So this looks like summer to me. We could check the position of the sun in the sky and make that call better. He's still resting. The timer is awful. We did slow down because we were in the Jeep, though. So there's going to be a lot of this, I think, of playing it very slow and very carefully to minimize staff cost. I mean, right now, this is all the staff slots we ever get to. So not only do we need to keep costs down because it scales up so negatively, we need to be very careful about how in the world we finish the game with 6 staff slots where they're all penalized by a couple points. That's going to be real interesting. It's just going to be real interesting to try to get this park to 5 stars in general with only 3 power stations and 6 shelters. Because the 6 shelter stipulation is from a challenge mode that has a lot lower requirements in terms of victory conditions. This one has the most harshest conditions with like the largest requirement of species and appeal and income. So we said we're going to give this guy the point of welfare. He's got a 10 cap on welfare. That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, Roy, you're crazy. Okay, 2 of them. There's the medical team. How long is that going to be? That's going to be almost 3 minutes. That's wild. Absolutely wild. We have enough money to start moving stuff. Do we want to do that? I kind of think so. So, we learned in a previous park build that these small amenities are the most profitable. You still want to research medium amenity for the better modules to get a perfect score in your small amenity, but I think min-maxing income levels, it makes sense to do 2 small amenities over a medium in the early game. You should basically only switch to mediums or large amenities when you need the space. That's at least what seemed to be true in Sandbox. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't carry over to Challenge mode. So I think that's what we'll do. So if we can pull this stuff out of here, we can put in another set of small amenities easily in this area. I don't know. Does moving the control center have a penalty to a park that's currently open? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. Let's maybe get a grid set up over here, optimize space a little bit. So if we're going to put in more small power generators, eventually large ones, they'll go behind it in whichever direction they need to go. We can do something a little bit like that. So presumably this is built where the hill comes out the most, so it should be able to put small on either side without it being an issue. Let's do... Currently doing research, so we shouldn't touch the science center just to be safe. Do I want to... The response facility is in kind of a bad spot because it's on a suboptimal terrain level. But I don't know if I want to put it that far away from the enclosure. We could sneak it behind it. That might not be bad. Put it over here. Where are we going to put our second enclosure? Like, maybe our second enclosure goes in, like, this gap here, maybe? That might work. Let's look at the map. I mean, it's a very narrow area, but it might work. It could also just go in this wedge, maybe. This front part here is still pretty wide. Hell, maybe it just goes off of this pen, shares the border, and just goes like that or something. In which case, if we put the ranger station back here, it'd be a problem. We could just run a gap between it. Run a path between it to get the ranger station over here. Maybe that's good. That, like, keeps the option open. Yeah, I think... I mean, the problem is right now the hotel's placement kind of blocks that. I mean, we could just build the pen off of this, put the reviewing gallery, like, here, put the ranger station back here in this gap, or even all the way back here, and they could just drive down there. Maybe that'll work. We put it right back here. Facing this way. That's not that long for the ranger station to travel. It's also in a better position for other exhibits. I think we'll do that. So let's grab first the staff center. We'll chuck this out of the way. In some sense, this is kind of burning money we don't have, but I think it's an investment for the future. I think it makes sense. Because we need to get those chasmosaurs, and if we want the chasmosaurs to be maximized on profits, we need more small amenities, and if we need more small amenities, we need more space. So yeah, we'll put that there. Give me power. Do that there. Okay. So we'll move the research station down to the other side of that little pathway. We'll move the command center. Actually, does the control... Ooh, so the control center does not attract visitors. The science center might be, because it has that green on the path. I know we encountered this before, that we did have buildings that attract visitors. Like, you could see them entering it, but you also see them entering the control center. But if you look at the overview, this is completely gray because those guests aren't doing anything. Well, this is also lit up. Do staff centers attract guests? That's not the best if true. I mean, we'll see because this path will light up green. Maybe not right away, but eventually. I think what we'll do is we'll try moving the science center out, and if it is a problem, we'll decide to do something differently about it. Okay, how expensive are paths, actually? Not that bad. So if we snake path over here, we can sneak that research station or the ranger station in there somewhere. Oh, a bunch of that other stuff is going to be on like weird terrain levels though too. You know what? It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. there. So if we're flattening to this level, okay, so those are not the same terrain level. That section over there and this is different than that building. Are they the same, though? They look the same to me. So that amenity is not correct. That stuff back there is built differently, it looks like. Maybe we'll just have to start compacting everything down and rearranging as we go. Like, I guess we would flatten... Well, if we do this, is this all the same terrain level? Maybe. That looks like it's probably the same since I just see $1 showing up there. Like, those are the same. Nothing else is being highlighted red. So this needs to be moved. But I think those are consistent. So I think this level and that level are the same by process of elimination. Which means that's the same, and then those stuff... Okay, so it's basically these three buildings and this building. And then, of course, the Science Center that we'll have to replace. We can move the small amenity back there, and then flatten this section back out, put the amenity back in, and go from there, maybe. We also might want to plan out some better arrangement of pathing to make space better, because right now we got a lot of dead space here that's not being used very well. We should definitely do something about that. You probably need to be reassigned. Status check is good too. Probably want to move the gate. Not going to do it yet. Not until I decide how the other pen goes in. Oh, and the medical team is ready too. So let's get the medical team in. That's probably a good spot to stop for this episode, actually getting medical in. So the Jeeps... No, the medical team should face the same direction, right? Towards the path. Yeah. So, if I put this in over there, it's probably the thing to do. How do I get this path to go in here? Anything resembling straight? I guess I aligned it to this. That should work. No, it's always just going to be telling me it doesn't get to align with anything. It's probably good enough. It's not good enough. I know it's not good enough. Shit. I'm doing the thing. I'm wasting money. I need to not do the thing. All right, worry too much about paths. Do this. Let's put it in here. Oh, that's obstructed by the pylon. Maybe like that? They just have to turn a little bit and then they can go past? That's probably fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Why would you do that? Why would you want to snap like that? In a weird curve. You monster. Alright. Like this? Fine. It's straight. I accept that. Great. Okay. Then I guess the only other remaining issue would be to see if the medical team can maneuver through the gap there. It might have issues because they kind of suck at it sometimes. Hopefully not. All right, let's queue up our next research projects. So we need paths, amenities, we need tranks. What else? Let's go through the tree. So amenities, yes. Power, Repeaters. Oh, we don't get the upgrades either. That sucks. We get 3 power stations, no upgrades. 3 large power stations should be sufficient. That's a lot of power. I don't know if we've ever used 3 large anyway. Scientist training, staff, building limit, which doesn't count. Yeah, we don't need that right now. We do have access to monorail stations. We don't need them immediately. Wide path we need. Yeah, wide path is probably a priority after. We have access to viewing platforms already too. Oh, that's probably the modded unlock condition for that. I'm fine with that. They're probably overpriced. The amenities or the attractions, the viewing things are all really overpriced anyway. So there's that. The dinosaur creation, no upgrades there. Gene mods don't matter. Enclosures then. Yeah, let's do the tranks. Yeah. I think it makes sense to get the Cosmos in first, and then we can upgrade piecemeal as every other piece of research is done. We can even put in the other amenities. Like, they make money. Even if they're not optimized, they still make us a profit. So they're still good to have. All right, we'll end this one here then until next time.